righty, let's take a look at your roads now. South Florida, you are still accident-free on any major highways in Broward and Miami-Dade County. So we are going to take a look at some areas slowing down. Looks like your camera is being a little glitchy out there. This is the turnpike going northbound near Southwest 268th Street. Southbound lanes look good. Northbound lanes are moving slowly. Let's take you out to your map so you can see right here what we are looking at. You can see little pockets of red, but just across the board there in that northbound, in those northbound lanes on the turnpike, things are moving slow. The US 1 northbound lanes, though, look much better, so I would definitely recommend taking those instead. Another area we're seeing some delays a little further north on the turnpike. You also have a little bit of bumper to bumper right here on the Don Chula Expressway going northbound as you approach Kendall Drive. Also seeing some delays. Pocket of red right to the east of the turnpike. Give yourself a little extra time. If that's part of your commute, take your coffee to go. 595 going eastbound, my Broward County friends. I-75 to US 1 12 minutes. University Drive to US 1 6. Be safe out there.
Annaliese, thank you.
Now's the time for you to get outside. That's beautiful for you because the storms are coming back, unfortunately, towards our metro coastal areas. That will start as early as around 2 o'clock. So right now, temperatures upper 70s, lower 80s. Not too terrible, but definitely warmer and more humid than yesterday. Yesterday, remember, we had that northerly component to the breeze. It felt nice. So we're starting off warm and humid. The sun rises, and then our rain chances rise. Going into the 3 o'clock hour, 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, these storms push to the metro coastal areas. So you know what that means. We could see the possibility of some flooding concerns today. But again, you have plenty of time to get all your errands done. Getting kids to school, be dry, picking them up. I'll be in the car line with you. Possibly some storms around. Speaking of storms, let's go to the tropical update because there's a lot of things we're talking about. Let's focus on the rain. You can see over the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. This is the Puerto Rico radar showing those showers and storms all associated with the invest that we continue to investigate. We are expecting hurricane hunters to go out and investigate again today. Right now, there's an 80% chance of development with this area. This wave, basically, once it does become something, we'll have a better way of tuning the forecast. Right now, we're going off of what some early models that seem to be pretty consistent. The last couple model runs have kept this moving over the central southern half of the Bahamas before pushing away from the U.S. So again, it's all a waiting game when it comes to that area we're watching, but we know what's happening here. We have Tropical Storm Umberto, winds at 45 miles per hour, moving to the west-northwest, possibly becoming Category 3 hurricane before making its way just west of Bermuda. My models are hinting that this invest that we are watching does become something within the next 2 days. And then, as you can see, a dip in the jet stream, a cold front is going to keep this system basically just off the coastline. But again, the indirect impacts being felt here, we'll have to wait and see. We're also still watching Hurricane Gabrielle. This system, believe it or not, has winds of 85 miles per hour with a hurricane warning in effect for the Azores. More on the local forecast coming up.
Julie, all I focused on what you said there was cold front. I know that that's not for us, but it got me really excited. South Florida. Let's take a look at your roads right here. The turnpike going northbound near Southwest 186th Street. You can see these cars moving pretty slowly. It starts even further down south near Southwest 268th Street. And as you move further north, things are still moving slowly for you. US 1 is definitely a better option for you if you're heading out of that area, heading north. Your southbound lanes are good, though. Let's take you over to your map so you can see what I was talking about. Those further down south area right here. This is all of that area near 268th Street as I was showing you. Things moving as slowly as 12 miles per hour. But take a look at US 1. Looks good. Let's take you over to another area here where we are seeing some delays. This is in Broward County. Not as bad here. This is the turnpike going northbound just as you approach Pines Boulevard. You can see all that yellow right there. It's after Pines Boulevard, rather. Speeds here moving as slowly as 57 miles per hour. So not too bad. Just a little yellow there. But you're still moving. If you want to avoid that, you can take I-95. It looks better for you right now. I'll leave you with this. I-75 going northbound. The Palmetto to I-595 will take you 14 minutes, and the Palmetto to Pines Boulevard will take you 8. Be safe out there.
Our winds variable about 3 miles per hour, not nearly as comfortable as yesterday thanks to that breeze. Feels like temperatures upper 70s and low 80s, 90s for you in the Keys. As for rain, we're rain free and we're expecting to stay mostly rain free for the morning hours. It's this afternoon we're expecting that chance of showers and storms in the forecast. We have high pressure in place and we're all eyeing this cold front. This is the cold front that's going to head towards Florida and off the East Coast, deflecting whatever that area we are watching of interest over the Dominican Republic as it moves to the Bahamas, keeping it east of us. As for moisture, though, that's well established across our area. Unfortunately, that's not going anywhere, so that's why we're expecting a better chance of showers today headed towards the metro coastal areas. We could do it again tomorrow. So that invest and Humberto will move west-northwest. Now, the reason we are expecting to maybe just deal with indirect impacts from this invest, again, it still needs to develop. There's not a low there. We're just going off of the model runs, which seem to be pretty consistent, that the timing of the dip in the jet stream and the cold front will help deflect the worst of the weather of this invest to keep it over the Bahamas and maybe even just east of the Bahamas. But the indirect impacts could be felt for us here, maybe gusty winds, some showers off the breeze. Low risk of upcurrents for beachgoers, boaters. The bays will be smooth. As for your 7-day forecast, we are noticing that we'll keep that chance of storms around. Hit or miss storms as we go into the weekend. We can fine tune that forecast once we figure out what that area in the tropics turns out to be. Have a great day.
South Florida, your first accident of the morning. This right here is one on 95 going northbound just before Commercial Boulevard. You do have a left lane blocked. It's kind of difficult to see because of all the flashing lights. It's still dark outside. But you do have some emergency vehicles here working to clear this up. It seems like if you look at the bottom left of your screen that things are slowing down and they are working this scene. So definitely give yourself a little extra time. You can always take 441 as well as an alternate for you. Let's take you over here to an area we have been seeing delays all morning long. This is the turnpike going northbound near Southwest 268th Street. US 1 is definitely a better option, although you do have a pocket of red there I'm seeing, but it just looks more clear across the board. So definitely take US 1 instead if you are heading out of the Homestead area or anywhere further south. Let's take you to some drive times for my friends who take the Palmetto Expressway going southbound. Northwest 154th Street to the Dolphin will take you 33 minutes, and I-75 to the Dolphin will take you 34. Be safe.
That's developing near Puerto Rico and in towards the Dominican Republic. We can see it on the Puerto Rican radar showing the showers and storms. In-house model is what we're watching, and basically all the models pretty much in agreement. This is why you see the red shading along the Bahamas from the southern central half of the Bahamas, because that's where this could develop. Right now, again, it has not developed. It's just an area we are investigating. As it moves west-northwest, we're going to keep an eye on it because at the same time we have a front pushing off the east coast. There's also a new system. Yes, Tropical Storm Bertho developed yesterday, 45 miles per hour, moving west-northwest. Forecasted projected path keeps it just west of Bermuda. And we're going to be watching both of these areas again because they're close to the United States. But there is going to be the timing of when the jet stream pushes off the east coast and a cold front moves into northern half of Florida. That's going to time out the system. Remember, it hasn't even developed yet, so we still have a lot to watch with that invest. Otherwise, can you believe it? We're still talking about Hurricane Gabrielle with winds of 85 miles per hour. There is a hurricane warning in effect for the Azores. You know who's going to break all this down for you? We have meteorologist John Gerard coming up in about 15 minutes.
Okay, Julie, thank you. South Florida, let's take a look at your roads right now. You do have a closure on your roads because of an accident, a major accident at that. This right here is the Dolphin Expressway going eastbound. It's just as you approach I-95. You can't really see what's going on here, but you can see that they've closed it off and they're forcing you off the road there. There are several fire rescues out here right now as well. If you take the Dolphin Expressway going eastbound, avoid it. Take the Airport Expressway. If you happen to be heading this direction and you have to get around it, you can take 8th Street or Flagler to get around it. Let's take you a little closer so you can see where this is on your maps. You see all that red starting to build up there. It's just after 7 a.m. this morning. It's rush hour and things are busy out there. So if this is part of your commute, I strongly suggest to avoid it altogether. We don't know how long this will be closed. Let's take you over to some drive times here. Speaking of the 836, I just wanted to point this out to you. Lejeune Road to 95 will take you 17 minutes, and the Turnpike to 95 will take you 34. Be safe out there.
Julie, you've been talking about that front off the East Coast, but one thing I noticed about our local weather is that the rainfall kind of got trimmed back a little bit yesterday, right?
Just for one day. The Fujiwa effect, John, has been something we haven't talked about for quite some time with both of those systems, if that is something that does come to play as we go down the road. So definitely educating our viewers out there, because again, that's not something you typically hear during our hurricane season. It's very rare, but it's something we may have to deal with. Speaking of dealing with, well, I hope you liked yesterday because the rain is returning today. Metro coastal areas now have a higher chance of showers and storm coverage by the afternoon, but yesterday, boy, weren't we lucky to barely get a trace of an inch for much of Miami-Dade. It did come down still in Broward County with about a ½ an inch and then about a 1/10 of an inch for Pompano Beach. Rain chances sitting high, scattered to numerous showers and storms once we get into the afternoon, so enjoy this beautiful sunrise out there. Temperatures upper 70s, lower 80s. Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Key West, dew points are in the mid 70s and lower 80s. Winds anywhere between 3 to 3 miles per hour. Unfortunately, it's not bringing us the nice, really comfortable conditions like yesterday, where it feels like temperatures in the upper 70s and low to mid 80s, even 90s for the Keys right now. I keep on looking at these showers, but they seem to diminish before pushing on shore. So we'll start off the day mostly dry. Here is that cold front we're all waiting for because, as you heard John mention, it plays a huge part in the tropical forward path of Invest 94, but it also plays a huge part in our local forecast in our own backyard. So the one thing we do know is the moisture content will be with us going into your Thursday and your Friday, and then we'll have to wait and see the timing of the front and what it does to deflect that tropical identity that we'll be watching over the Bahamas for the weekend. For today, grab your rain gear. Make sure you've got the ponchos and the umbrellas for the kids as you're picking them up from school is when you're going to need it. This morning, they don't need it. They just need their sunglasses. So again, we're showing just the upper level winds that are depicting the hopeful deflect of whatever Invest 94 becomes, because it is really close to home. I mean, the Bahamas is just right off our coastline. So while we may not deal with direct impacts, indirect impacts will be the possibility for our beach and boating forecast. Today, though, low risk of rip currents for beachgoers, boaters. The bays will be smooth in Miami-Dade and Broward. For you in the Keys, also nearshore water smooth with maybe an isolated shower. 7-day forecast. Hey, grab that rain gear. You're going to need it this afternoon. You'll possibly need it as we go into the weekend. We'll fine-tune the weekend forecast when we find out what we are watching in the tropics by the end of the week. Have a great day.
Alrighty, Julie, you know what that means. If she says there's rain, that means your roads will be wet. So definitely anticipate that as you head out the door. Let's check in with this accident on the Dolphin Expressway right here. I did tell you that they had closed the road there, so I was giving you alternates, but the good news is they have opened a lane. So if you do take this as part of your commute in the morning, you are in the clear as far as it's actually moving and you can take the Dolphin. But if you don't want to sit in delays, I would recommend taking the Airport Expressway. To get around this, you can take 8th Street or Flagler as well. Let's take you over to your maps. There's a few accidents I need to point out to you. The one I just mentioned, it's right here as you approach I-95. That's where that accident is going eastbound. You can see all that red starting to build up, or it's been building up rather, and it goes pretty far west. So I would definitely take the Airport Expressway, as I mentioned. Another area, we have another accident. This is in your express lanes going southbound at the Golden Glades interchange. So where 95 meets the turnpike, where it meets the Palmetto, that ramp right there, that area in the express lanes is where your accident is. So the express lanes in that area they are closed. So take your regular lanes in that area. So it's 95 going southbound, right? Let's take you to another area here in Broward County that you guys have an accident. This is 95 going southbound at Commercial Boulevard. There's that pocket of red. You have 2 left lanes blocked because of an accident here, and not fun to sit in, but it's just a small pocket. So for you guys, I wouldn't necessarily take anything else. The turnpike looks good. You can see it right there, top left of your screen. Things are moving green there. They're moving swiftly. So if you don't want to sit in this little pocket, you can take the turnpike, but nothing to be concerned about once you get past it. You are in the green. So last thing I'll leave you with, drive times, 595 going eastbound, 14 to 8 minutes to get to where you need to go.
And Julie, we had a little bit of a reprieve yesterday with the rain, but it seems as though it's coming back today and with a vengeance.
Yes, unfortunately, showers and storms are expected. You heard it right here, Alex, Andrew, South Florida, just after the 3 o'clock hour. So let's enjoy this beautiful start to your Thursday. We like to call that Friday Eve. Temperatures upper 70s, lower 80s. Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Key West. Winds variable about 3 miles per hour. My in-house model, that future radar pops those showers as the sea breeze will develop, and then we can see it moving towards the metro coastal areas. Unlike yesterday, the storms pushed away from us. We're back into that weather pattern where our winds are steering the storms towards the metro coastal areas. So as for this morning, though, mostly dry. Get outside and enjoy. Let's go to the tropical update. I'm using Puerto Rican radar to show you the showers and storms that are occurring over the Dominican Republic from the Caribbean all the way to the Atlantic. We're seeing these storms. It's all associated with this area that we are investigating. 80% chance of development in the next 7 days. Models pretty much in agreement, and these model runs have been very consistent that whatever develops will head towards the central southern half of the Bahamas. At the same time, we have a cold front pushing off the east coast, so we'll have to watch the timing of this. We also have newly formed tropical storm Umberto, winds of 45 miles per hour, forecast projected path. Keeps it strengthening as we go into the weekend and staying just west of Bermuda. And we have Hurricane Gabrielle as winds of 85 miles per hour. There is still a hurricane warning in effect for the Azores. More on all this. I've got it coming up.
All right, Julie, South Florida, shifting gears. Let's take a look at your roads. You've had a few accidents that have started to clear up pretty quickly. Right here, you just have some left over here of an accident on 95 going southbound. This is at Commercial Boulevard. You can see on your maps here that things are still moving slowly. As you saw out there, you do have a left lane blocked. It was 2 lanes a little while ago, but now it's just 1. There was a fire rescue there and it has since cleared, so I anticipate that this will clear up pretty soon. But you can see you've got quite a bit of red there just behind it. Let's take a look at another area here, another accident that's cleared. This one was closed temporarily. This is the Dolphin Expressway going eastbound. Just as you approach 95, you had an accident there that caused a closure, as I mentioned, for a short time. You can see that it's all turning orange now. This was red not too long ago, so that's good news for you if you take the Dolphin Expressway. If you still don't feel like sitting in that, you can always take the Airport Expressway. You can also use Flagler and 8th Street to get around this. Let's take you over to some drive times. My friends who take the Palm Meadow Expressway going southbound in these 2 areas. Northwest 154th Street to the Dolphin will take you 42 minutes. That's no fun. And I-75 to the Dolphin will take you 43. Put some good music on, take your coffee to go. Be safe.